thank you. I've just been reading and studying, and I'm going to get certified as a sound healer and all kinds of good things. So I brought instruments, and hopefully this will be about a half an hour. So I hope it doesn't go too much longer.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. But I use the sound healing daily. It is my thing. Since I found it, I've just been using it every day, and I'll give you some examples of this, how I've used it as we go into the presentation. But right now, I want to invite everyone to sort of settle into your chair and receive some sound. And think about how you feel right now. You know, is there tension or stress in your body? Are you breathing deeply? Those kinds of things. And I'm just going to do some sound. I might be walking around, that kind of thing. I feel like a priest in a church.
You kind of are.
So these are theta chimes, and they're all tuned and everything. So that's that. And then
There's Santa chimes.
theta, Theta.
Oh, okay.
Theta, like the theta brainwaves.
Sure, sure.
Notice where you feel the sound in your body as we go along. So now I got you sort of just got your attention and you relax a little bit. I want you to zoom out. Think of our galaxy. Think of all of it, all the things in our galaxy, and think of if you could hear the planets spinning and revolving and the stars, you know, if you could hear that, what would it sound like? You know, the speed of light, what would it sound like? And then our Mother Earth, think of Mother Earth for a moment. What sound might she be emitting that we maybe don't hear or we're not paying attention to? She is a living being. Think about the sounds we hear in our environment, at home, what we're doing in our daily lives. I mean, cars and refrigerators humming, cycling through at night, planes overhead, drills drilling, you know, people yelling. I actually have a client who works in a recycling plant, and they take apart, they use drills to take apart all these equipment, and he puts on these headphones and he puts the music on really loud, which isn't good for his hearing either, but he's tuning out the drilling sounds, you know. And so now I want you to zoom in and think about our thoughts and our emotions. What sound do they make? Even if we do not say a thought out loud, we're still creating energy by thinking that thought. For me, I noticed as I was getting into this sound healing, I noticed that I had a constant kind of going on in me, you know, and boy, I've transformed that, thank goodness. But you know, it sort of sounded like going on in me. But everything has vibration. Our breath is a sound. Our breath is a vibration. And sound affects us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And, you know, now, you know, with what I'm going to teach you today, I mean, we have a choice to use sound consciously. Unfortunately, in our culture and in our society, we're so afraid to use our voices other than just to speak to someone. But we can use sound, and we can set an intention. And intention plus frequency, it equals healing. Every organ in our body has its own innate resonant frequency. The voice is incredibly powerful at helping our body to relieve us of pain, stress, tension, stiffness in the muscles, that kind of thing. The sound from our voice does the job. And we will explore that in a few more minutes here. We'll get you going with some things. But I want to give you some examples of how I've used sound. For some reason, I walk every day, and I think I did something to my toes. Maybe I wasn't walking in a good posture or putting too much pressure on that foot, but those toes were hurting. And I thought maybe I'm getting arthritis in the toes or something. But I used sound. I directed the sound right to the feet, right to the toes. It's been fine ever since. So there's one example. Yes, I mean, yeah, my toes honestly, they do not hurt anymore. They're not stiff and they don't hurt. And then I recently, toward the end of October, I had the gastrointestinal virus and flu virus kind of stuff. And, you recover, you come out of it and you feel physically better. But I noticed there was something else that needed healing. And it was the emotional aspect of the disease, of being sick. And so I laid down on the floor and I groaned and I cried and I, just let out the emotion, the feeling of sadness and grief for being sick and everything. And when it just sort of stopped, I got up and I felt renewed and restored back to perfect health. That's what you want. So the idea, as I just gave you that example, we all have emotions, but we don't want them to get stuck in our body. We don't want to absorb them. If they come up, we want to let them just keep flowing, notice it, let it go. If you have to deal with it, if it's something, grief, by all means, express the grief, but we don't want them to get stuck in our body. We want our emotions flowing just as if, like music flows. So what we're going to be doing some humming today, but, just to make a reference to ancient religious traditions and the mystics and the Bible and everything. In the beginning was the word, it was the sound, it was the humming, it was the light and the energy. That's what they were referring to. And the music of the spheres, that kind of thing, So everything is vibration. And the ancient masters knew that. We're going to talk about the physics of sound, how and why sound works, why it heals. Sound is energy that travels on a wave. The wave enters our ears and travels through the auditory pathways into our brain, and it affects our breathing, our heart rate, and the nervous system. The waves of sound also pass into our body, affecting us on a cellular level. And sounds are measured in cycles per second, or frequency is measured in hertz. So slow moving waves have very deep, low sounds, and then 1,000 cycles per second or higher would produce a high pitched, trebly kind of sound. The lowest note on the piano is 24 hertz. The highest note is 5,000 hertz. Our hearing range of humans is from 16 hertz to 16,000 hertz. Young children can hear up to 18,000 hertz or more. Just because we can't hear something, though, doesn't mean that there isn't a sound being created, right? Our friends, the dolphins in the ocean, can project and receive frequencies upward of, anybody have an idea what they might project? It's 180,000 hertz. It's just amazing. That's more than 10 times our very best range of hearing. So sounds with a frequency below the human level of hearing are called infrasound. And the frequency above our range of hearing is called ultrasound. So let's talk a little bit about resonance. So we know that, since we know now that all matter vibrates, we can move on to explore that every object, including our organs, bones, tissue in our body, has resonance, meaning it has a natural vibratory state. So when the body is healthy and balanced, everything's like in attunement, you know, and it's balanced and those vibrations are in harmony with each other. When we resonate our soul frequency, and this takes a little, you have to really sort of work with the sound to find that sound that's your home note, your soul frequency, but then you become more centered and grounded. The human voice is the most powerful voice on the planet, and every human being has a voice to use that we can consciously use to create health and well-being. So I mentioned earlier about resolving stuck emotions. You know, sometimes, I mean, the definition of a stuck emotion is a frequency that has never resolved to the home note. So that, you know, that we can, you know, when we go into nature, I just have to tell you this, like if you walk, take a hike in nature and there's waterfalls, remember the waterfalls we saw when we were up north that one time, Barbara?
Yeah.
What that does, it's very uneven, it's odd and even frequencies, but it's the Fibonacci sequence at work. It's chaos, but it unblocks us. It just goes right into us and just opens us up. And that's why we feel better when we come out, having been in nature, taken a hike, heard waterfalls or whatever. So every human being has a perfect pattern. We were born with a perfect pattern around us, and that's our true essence. And it includes the auric, ethereal, and electromagnetic fields. And every human voice has its signature DNA of frequencies. Our bodies are nothing but water, rhythm, and sound. So when we use sound, we entrain our body and we create a new resonance. And let's take a look. So what do I press? I just have to find the...
No, wait a second, I gotta share.
So I'm going to show you some pictures. I'll get this out of the way of what the voice creates. And it's amazing stuff.
Okay, now you can just
Okay.
guide it through there.
Okay, so okay, wait a minute. I need to find where this is. How do I get up here? I don't know. What did you read? Art. We can go into the art. Okay. Okay, no, it's not getting me to the right thing. Let me go back.
Up at the top.
Okay. Cymatics intro. I want some of the geometry. I don't know where you find this. Physics. Well,
Yeah.
I can't find it right at the moment. Let's go into let's see if the art shows again anything about this. It's
Well, we can
pictures
do-
of the cymoscope, from the cymoscope that they, I'll pass this around.
Well, let me stop the. No, it just stops here. Okay. So what we can do, Kathleen, is once you find it,
Yeah.
we can share the link and people can look at it.
Yeah, we can do that, but here's one, there's one picture here. Okay, so this is a sound, you know, in other words, you take a water droplet and you put sound to it, it creates a pattern, and there's just a whole, and it's a perfect pattern, and every person's pattern will be different based on your voice. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. It's too bad I couldn't. Can you hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I have personally done experiments with like in a with a drum, put salt or sand in it, and I've
Well, I can do
sung
it there, too.
over like real coarse sand, and I've toned over it. It smoothed out the sand, and then if you keep going, it makes a pattern just like that. That sound is so powerful. This stuff.
Kathleen, how did you make the drums?
Well, I had sand or salt like in a drum head, flat drum head, and then I just, use my voice over it.
And it vibrates the drum head in a pattern.
Yeah. So, so you get an idea that it's going to create a perfect pattern, and sound will restore and balance out your perfect pattern. I'm going to play an instrument for you that I find this to be the most amazing instrument because it's a crystal singing pyramid, and I'm going to walk around with it so you can hear it. A pyramid in geometry is a polyhedron formed by connecting the polygonal base, and then you have an apex point, and each base edge and apex forms a triangle. So here's your triangle on all four sides, and this is amazing. The vibration of the sound raises the vibration of every cell in your body, and it will balance the hemispheres of your brain and bring a feeling of peace. But think of the pyramids in Egypt. Why have they existed so long? So that's the crystal singing pyramid. It's pretty powerful. Yeah, it's very. So on the three sides, I just want to say on this, I mean, you could consider this with the three sides, you can, it could signify, this shape can signify like birth, life, death, or mind, body, soul. So you have that three-sided shape. And a pyramid can focus the electromagnetic energy, and the crystal quartz, which is what this is made of, they have a super stable frequency that never changes. All right. So what I'm going to teach you today is how to use your own voices consciously to create health and well-being. I will teach you how to hum and how to use your sound to heal your body. So this is to do sound consciously, but we use it unconsciously. We get out of bed and we start to walk to the bathroom, we stub our toe and we go, ugh, right? Or we hammer our thumb when we're hammering, ugh, and we make a sound, right? And what it does, it releases the pain right away. And creating our own sound using our voices creates a stable and consistent sound. And it will also change our brain waves. So the beta waves are range from 14 to 25 hertz. And these waves, beta waves, occur in our normal waking state of consciousness, going out and doing what we do in the external world. And the alpha waves range from 8 to 13 hertz. And this is occurs when we maybe daydream or we do meditation. And they also increase when we close our eyes. And the theta waves from 4 to 7 hertz are associated with high states of creativity and states of consciousness associated with shamanic work. Also, deep meditation and sleep are the theta waves. Delta waves range from 0.5 to 3 hertz, and they occur in deep sleep and unconsciousness. And gamma waves are approximately 25 to 100 hertz. And these are the higher frequency brain waves that have been found in seasoned meditators or are associated with high, profound insight and deep integration of ideas and experiences. So let me give you the benefits of using our voices. You will increase the oxygen in your cells. You will lower your blood pressure and your heart rate. It will increase the lymphatic circulation, increase levels of melatonin, reduce levels of stress-related hormones, and the release of endorphins, which are the hormones secreted by the brain and the nervous system. And they are peptides that activate the body's opiate receptors, causing an analgesic effect, which is a pain relieving effect. And increased levels of nitric oxide. So when you do sound healing, you release this vital molecule that impacts many aspects of our health. It helps blood vessels dilate to promote proper blood flow and better brain function. And you release the oxytocin hormone, the love hormone, and they have researched that low levels of oxytocin in the brain are linked to symptoms of depression. So the physiological effects of humming: reduced stress, increased relaxation, enhanced sleep, healthier hearts, minds, and spirits. So are you ready to give this a try? All right. I can use the bowl. I'll keep some sound going and I'll sing with you too. But what we're going to do is take 3 deep, slow breaths, but everything should be from the diaphragmatic breathing, deep, breathing. And what we are doing in the humming, we're going to elongate the sound and the breath together. So we take as deep a breath, slow breath, and then we can release the breath, and with the sound, we can do the hum. And you don't, like Jonathan Goldman, he's one of my favorite. I've studied him, and he said, we tried humming with our noses pinched closed, and you can't hum with it closed. So don't pinch your nose closed, and you don't even have to open your mouth. You could just, and it doesn't have to be loud. Just choose a comfortable pitch, a low, a medium, a high pitch, whatever's comfortable for your body and your voice. And just feel the vibrations, feel it resonating in your body. So let's take 3 slow, deep breaths together. Okay, here we go. On the next breath, let's let out a sound, and I will keep some bowls going here to support that. Here we go. So what you want to do is feel that elongation of the in-breath, and then the elongation when you make the sound, and when you're totally out of air, in rushes that fresh air again. So Everybody's doing great. I love it. Thank you. All right, you're experts at humming. Yay. Now we're going to work a little bit with the toning. Toning the sounds, these are usually done, the toning's done on sacred vowels. And I use oo, ah, and e. Oo is very relaxing, ah is very grounding and relaxing as well. The e sound is sort of like caffeinated, you know, it's very energizing, the e is. So if you need energy, you sound the e. If you need to relax, you do an ooh or an ah, you know. I mean, when we yawn, we always go, sort of a kind of thing. So we can you can pick up like a lower tone, medium, or a higher tone, and we'll just on any tone. Let's do the E sound, maybe a little bit higher. Awesome. Yay! All right. And then you can take these sounds, either the hum or the vowel sounds of oo or ah or e, and we can set an intention and we can direct the sound to a part of your body, your toes, your knees, your hip, your head, your shoulders, or whatever, and that you need to like give it love, give it, you know, some loving sound. So let's, even if you don't have, you know, something really tight right now in your body, just choose, like, send the sound to your toes or to your shoulders or whatever you want to do. Just try it out and see if you can set an intention and feel the sound in that part of the body. Could be your hand or your foot. And so we'll send sound to a certain part of the body. All right? You can send sound to your heart center. So how did you notice anything? Were you able to direct the sound to a, it takes some practice, you know, working with sound, and it takes time to sort of develop your, you know, your pitches, your breath and everything, and sending with intention, sending that sound. And then once you have your intention to send that sound to your foot, for instance, then you set your attention on that and put it there and see if that helps. So intention and attention really help. And then what I want to close with is making the sound of the highest emotions of love, gratitude, compassion, or joy. And so we don't really think about those things having sound, but you know, it has an energy, right? Love, I mean, when we give love or receive love, it has an energy. And so we can put a sound to it. And it can be, you know, just however you want to make the sound, you know. So which one should we do as a group? I think if we do it as a group, it'll have, you know, when you get 8 or more people with an intention, you know, it can be very powerful. We could send it to the world or to, you know, whatever we want to do. Ukraine, yes. I mean, should we send love to Ukraine? The emotion of
love to Russia.
Russia, yeah.
Yeah, compassion.
Yeah, right. We do have to, yeah, we have to have compassion and love for those that are hard to love and have compassion for. They need it the most. So if we do the sound of love, I mean, we can, everybody just choose your pitch and just think about what that sound, the sound of love sounds like.
Choose a vowel.
You could do a vowel. Yep, you could do a vowel. Yeah, any vowel. Yeah. All right. So let's take a few deep breaths for this. Let's take a few deep breaths. Okay, so we're going to send our love to all the people in Russia. We're going to send love to Vladimir Putin. We're going to send love. Here we go. So now that the sound, did you absorb the vibrations and let your body resonate to that? And do you feel it, a deep resonating peace within you? I hope you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.